I guess we are live now. YouTube. Subscriptions. I guess we are live now, and I hope I'm audible. Okay, sound is good. So let's start a session in next 5 minutes. Let me do just little bit settings. Hmm. Geo. Okay, let's. I need to check the background sound if there is any kind of disturbance. Hi, Daylight. Hi. Let me just. I'm be starting the stream in next 2 to 3 minutes. I'm just checking some settings and all. Hmm. Okay, so let's start this. Uh, I think the description is blank today. Let me write. Uh, why it's not working, yaar? Hmm. Description isn't valid. Why? Angled bracket aren't allowed. Nice. New problem. Okay. Let's just see. Hmm. Okay. I think I got the thing that is making the problem somewhere in the stream approx. Okay, we don't need some kind of time or something. Hmm. Okay, still it is showing error. I think it is all right now. Okay, it is set, I guess. Cool. NVIDIA is live. Okay, NVIDIA is also live. Nice. GTC October 2029-25 keynote with NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. Okay, nice. So I think most of the audience will be there today. No problem. Mm. Okay, so let's start. Three watching already. Okay, so I assume my sound is all right. Everything working fine. Video working fine. Okay. So today we will. Yesterday we have planned that we will be doing pointers today, but we will not be able to do pointers. Firstly, we will be doing the character strings. Then we will do the exercises that are left in each units. So in order to revise the old concepts before going to the pointers thing. So let's start. We don't need to hurry up to complete something. We'll take time, and also I have done one thing. I have managed all the files. So we'll be working today in the directory characters. Okay, ls. So okay, we have made a file yesterday, and we will be on characters, I guess. Concatenating string characters. This we have done. Let me just zoom it. It should be all right now. Okay, so in the first, I think testing two characters equality we have done already, and inputting character strings. Okay, so this was the topic where we need to start. So yes, let's start. So inputting character string. So by now you are used to the idea of displaying a character string using the percentage format. Have I missed something? No. So format character, but what about reading in a character string from your window on your terminal window? Well, on your system there are several library functions that you can use to input character strings. The scanf function can be used with the percentage format character to read in the strings of the character up to a blank space. So tab character or the end of the line. Okay. So the statement char strings 81 size and scanf percentage string have the effect of reading in character string. I think today I have to open YouTube chat here only. YouTube live control panel. It is asking for sign in. No problem. So okay, so we can use %s in order to take input from the terminal. So %s is a format specifier for characters. So note that unlike previous scanf calls, in the case of reading strings, the and is not placed before the array name. So the reason for this is also explained in chapter 11. So I think chapter 11 is pointer. So if the preceding scanf call is executed, so the following characters are entered. Shaw Shawshank, so SHAWSH. Okay, so the string is read by the scanf function and is stored inside the string array. If the following line of text is typed instead iTunes playlist, so just the string iTunes is stored inside the string because it will be stopping in inputting the string when it sees some kind of blank space or a tab space, whichever comes first. So since it has a blank space, it will stop till iTunes. So if the scanf call is executed again, this time the string playlist is stored inside the string array because the scanf function always continues the scanning from the most recent character that was read in. Okay, do we have some kind of program or something? So in %s, we'll be not using the and character in order to take input, but previously we were using. So also we have seen that %c will be was used before in order to specify this, but the scanf function can be used with the %s character to read in strings. So if in order to read the strings, when we talk about particular strings, like that, string is nothing but a collection of characters or group of characters. So for that, for reading a string, we need a %s. So okay. Mm. So scanf automatically terminates the string that is read in with a null character. So execution of the preceding scanf call with the line of exit. Okay, line of text. So cause the entire lowercase alphabet to be stored to the first 26 location of the string array. Okay, so string is an array and we can directly denote it in order to store the string. So it is automatically set to the null character. So if S1, S2, and S3 are defined to be the character arrays of appropriate sizes, execution of the statement. So %s, S1, S2, S3. Okay, pretty good. So with the line of text, micro computer systems will result in the assignment of the string micro to S1. Okay, so it will be automatically assign the values. So it will see where is the space and stop the execution, and the second variable will be assigned to this. It results in the assignment of the string system to S1 and expansion to S3. So because no further character appear on the line, so waits for more input to be entered from the terminal window. So in 10.5 program, scanf is used to read three character strings. So stdio.h, int void, char, we are working with char, so 81 characters. Okay, so it has the strings are treated as an array, and printf enter text. Okay, %s. Mm. So s1 is equals to, like, okay, it is working like this, no problem. Let's do one thing. Since we are working with strings, let's create a file here, micro strings dot c. Okay, let's just copy paste this file. Paste selection. Okay, so everything is working fine, but what we are going to do in this is, if we give four strings instead of three strings, what will happen? And if we give two strings only and not the third string, what will happen? So let's try to run this. So gcc strings dot c, and we will be compiling this. Write the output to strings, hit enter. So it is compiled. Let's run this. Strings dot as enter the text. So hi, my name is. So let's write first the three things, like three strings. So it's working properly. And if we write only two hi there, what will happen? So it is working for, okay, so it is seeking for more outputs, more inputs. Hi there, hi there. Let's give another character. So this character is treated differently, and if you not do not give any the third string, so it will just the program will be running continuously, and it will be seeking the input for the third string. So what will happen if uh, I think let's do one thing. Preferences, transparency to set to 0. Okay, so now my webcam is not visible behind. So what we will be doing, hi, I am Vyadh. So everything written after the third strings, it will not be counted. Let's run it again. Hi, I am Vyadh. How, let's write in short form, how are you? So only three strings will be entertained, rest of them will be ignored. Okay, pretty good. So let's move forward. So in the preceding program, we have seen everything, how it is working. So, okay, ATS, it is something important to read. So if you type in more than 80 consecutive characters to the preceding program without pressing the space bar, the tab key or the enter or return key, scanf overflows one of the character arrays. This might cause the program to terminate abnormally or cause unpredictably things to happen. So unfortunately, scanf has no way of knowing how large your character arrays are. So when handed a %s format, simply continue to read and store characters until one of the noted terminator characters is reached. So hi. Zoro, yeah, hi, brother. So if you so scanf by default does not don't know how many characters it can input. So if you place a number before after the percent in the scanf format string, this tells the scanf that maximum number of characters to read. Okay, so scanf by default does not know that if you see this array that we have defined, those this is defined for ourselves. So scanf doesn't know what's the size of the string, what how many characters can be input. So if you want to specify, if you want to handle the error, if you want to handle the error, so what you can do, since the strings will be assigned the index from 0 to 80, so last will be the 80. So you can what you can do, so size minus 1 you can write before s. So scanf know how many size can be allocated to it. So instead of the one shown in the program 10.5, scanf knows Shay GM. Hello, brother. So knows that no, not more than 80 characters are to be read and stored either in S1, S2, S3. So you still have to leave room for the terminating net collector. Let's do one thing. Since it is 8, let's just specify it to 2 only, and let's try to run this first. We are not specifying anything. The scanf function doesn't know what's the size. We need to compile this first, then strings enter text. So maximum size is, so hi I, so it will work, but I, okay, let me do one thing. Hi Vyadh. Let's write this only Vyadh. So it should be showing error. Okay, it is not showing error. Nice. Mm, I think I have to read the charts in my tablet. Mm, please wait a minute. Unable to see the charts. Hello, quantum vortex. Hello, brother. How can I see the charts in here? Switch account. Vyadh. Mm, where is the chat box? Okay, I think I can see the charts here now. Okay, so it is working, but it is working unexpectedly because H is taken here, I is not taken here, ADH is taken. Okay, let's run it again. HIA, because since size is 2, it should work. But if I give BB, so it will not work because the size which is allocated is only 2, that is the 0 and 1 indexes only, but after that it will not be taken as an input. But what we can do here, if I tell the increase the size here to 20, increase the size here to 20, increase here 20 also, but what we will be doing here, we'll be telling that size here is 2. So 2 mm, I think I have made some kind of error. Okay, not here. So it is percent 2s, percent 2s, percent 2s. Okay, let's see how it is working now. Okay, let's run this strings enter text. So hi, uh, hi, I am. Oh, it's working. So how much size we have denoted? We have denoted 2. It is working. Let's try. Vyadh side. It is still working. Although we have defined, okay, but what the problem is that array is defined to 20 characters. That is why it is still working. But if we know if we what we do, if we decrease the size of array, like if we do it to 2, ignoring the size here, and control sq, try to compile, try to run, and we write Vyadh this side. So there is no specific way how this will work because we have denoted the size to 2. So it will work. I think unpredictable things will be happen because it is not fixed how it will be running. So let's try to run it again via this side. Okay. Hmm. So if I enter some other string, how it will be working? Hi, my name. Okay, it is again working unexpectedly. It is not taken anything in the first string, and me it is taken. We don't know how it is working, but we can say that it is taken the last string to full. Like if we put side, like we are this side, the first string is empty, and this is working fine. Okay, so it is said in the book that unpredictable things will be happen if you try to change the size of array. Hey, it's me, quantum vortex. Today, what the problem is, I cannot read the chats. I have to open. Yeah, quantum vortex. I'm not an IITian, yaar. Why are you spreading this fake? Why, Vyadh, you were talking about this important. Have you done that? Which project, brother? I don't know which project you are talking about. It's me, Lavkesh. Remember, yes. Which OS are you currently using? Kali. I'm using Kali. Kali Linux. I don't know about the project, and I am not an IITian. Fake speculations. I have to do something for the chats. Mm, Wait a minute, let me just open the chats here. Mm, Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now you can chat. You can ask anything. Gate DAIISC. क्या कर रहे हो भाई? So we are doing C programming, brother. Basics of C programming, and currently we are on chapter 10. That is working with characters. So let's move forward. Can I install Kali Linux without need of USB? Yes, you can use virtual machine. If you have Windows, you can use virtual machine. You can download ISO file from the official page of Kali. You can download. If you want it as a primary operating system, you need a USB bootable device. It can be a SSD, hard disk, or USB, anything. So let's move forward. Single character input. So the standard library provides several functions for. Okay, I think we will be introduced to some new kind of library here. stdio, still stdio working. Mm, let's see. So single character input. So standard library provides several functions for the express purposes of reading and writing single characters and entire character strings. So a function, where were we? A function called getchar can be used to read in a single character from the terminal. Okay, getchar. Mm, I think uh, some kind of 210 page 209. So pages are all right. They have discussed about get chr, but I think they haven't mentioned any use cases here. So reading and writing, we can use chr function, return successive single characters from the input. So when the end of line is reached, the function returns the new line character. Okay, new line character followed immediately by a enter or return key. This first call to the get char function or getchar function returns the character A. The second call returns the character B, and the third call returns the character C. The fourth call returns to the character. Okay, so if there is a string like ABC, so last character will be okay, new line character. So fifth call to this function causes the program to wait for more input. Okay, so since there will be no input, it will be keep running or it will be terminated. So let's see. You might be wondering why you need okay, yes, we are wondering why we need this get car function. So when you already know how to read in a single character with %c format characters of the scanf function, okay, so using the scanf function for this purpose is perfectly valid approach. However, the getchar function is more direct approach because its sole purpose is for reading in single characters and therefore it does not require any arguments. Okay, scanf, in scanf we are giving some kind of argument, we are specifying the format specifier. So scanf is for taking the general input, but getchar is defined specifically for taking the inputs for the strings without any argument. So the function returns a single character that might be assigned to a variable or used as desired by the program. Is my mic working fine? Yes. So the function returns a single character that might be assigned to variable or used as a desired by the program. In many text processing applications, you need to read in an entire line of text. This line of text is frequently stored in a single place, generally called a buffer. Okay, so buffer overflow, if you ever heard about, we will be doing that in the reverse engineering. So where it is processed further using the scanf called the, okay, so the line of text that we want to read is frequently stored in a single place known as buffer. Okay, so where it is processed further. So using the scanf call with the %s format character does not work in such case because the string is terminated as soon as the space is encountered in the input. यार शुरू से पढ़ाओ. Already we have, if you see the streams, I have started from the beginning. Please refer to the old streams. I need to close this laptop, I guess. It should be not. Okay, fine. So today is Lucky's birthday. Okay, happy birthday. So okay, so also available from the function library is a function called gets. Okay, so get, char, and gets. So the sole purpose, so in which in this we are directly accessing or inputting some kind of string. So what is the basic difference? The sole purpose of this function, you guessed it, is to read a single line of text. As an interesting program exercise, program 10.6 shows how a function similar to gets function called read line here can be developed using the getchar function. So the function takes a single argument. So is it defined in library or is it some kind of user defined function? So we have defined it, I guess. This is sample line of text. Okay, so 10 shows are similar to. Can you please look into the camera one and say happy birthday, Labke Solanki. Hmm. So, but not including the new line character are stored in this array function. So, a character array in which the line of text is to be stored. As an interesting program exercise, program 10.6 shows how a function similar to the gets function, okay, called read line here. Okay, so they have created a function here, read line. can be developed using the getchar function. So the function take a single argument. Okay. Character name, which is the line of text is to be stored. Character read is read that from the terminal window. Okay, I think we are mm, making our own function, or we are using some kind of standard library, because I can see there is no library. Mm, let's leave it. So let's make the program read lines of data. Okay, so micro read, because okay, so we are including our standard library, that is standard input output, std io.h. Let's make our function here. So we will be directly jumping to the main program, and main void, starting the program. Okay, so now what we are doing, I have to see the program first. So they have taken a int variable, so I think it is for the reading the, it's for the looping and reading the lines that is inputted by us. So void read line. So inside a function there is another function read line, inside which buffer array which consists of character is defined. Okay, so read line, and okay, so this is stored inside an array. So since buffer is an array, and we can pass any argument inside this, so here I guess they have passed the argument line and they have defined it, and since it is an array, okay, let's work till here. So int I is for the looping, and character line for storing, and since it is an array we will give a size of 81. You can give any size, but 81 is standard. We will be creating another function void read line. So it is not something like uh, C program has already have, but we are creating this. So read line again, and what we will be having here. So we are defining that there's a character array known as buffer. Okay, buffer. Okay, this is a simple argument. We can use it later. Mm, Semicolon terminate. We will be running a loop for I. So guys, if you are watching the stream, please support this and like this video for any reason or working individual will never real stream, guys. Okay, I have not said anything to like or, but it's your choice. I have never begged for the subscribers. It's not my aim to get any fame or subscribers thing. So okay, so we have defined the for loop here. Mm, now what we'll be doing, we'll be using our own function that we have defined, that is readline, and we'll be passing the argument line array inside this, and we are printing simple printf any standard thing that we are writing. No, so what we can do, since it is a string, so %s fine new line character enough, and we'll be passing the thing that we want to print in place of %s. Okay, for loop closed, so return 0, close, this program is closed. So what we are doing, we have still not defined this function. We have directly used this function inside our main function. Now what we will be doing, we will be defining this function, how it is working. So void, I think we'll be using scanf or something in order to read it. No, we are not using scanf. What we are doing, okay, so we are using getchar in place of scanf, so there is no hassle of using any kind of, okay, power manager. Okay, so read line char buffer, since it is an array. So let's define this function now. So what we are taking here, uh, we are taking a particular character. So each character like this THIS, and we will be storing inside this, I guess. Yes. So it will be, so getchar is something like getting the character from the terminal. So anything that is written in the terminal will be fetched by this function. So okay, let's define this get char character get c. Let's do it this as character c, and for looping again int I. And since I think they are using do while, so we have to initiate the value here only, or we can initiate it later. Let's do it here only. And what we are doing, we are fetching the value from the terminal, that is c is equals to getchar. Using this is a user defined, not a user defined, this is defined, this function is already defined in the C language. And what we are doing now, we'll be using this array buffer, and we are storing this character inside this array one by one. Spelling of buffer BUFFE. Okay, buffer. So since it is started from 0, so it will target each and every index in this array, and C will be added here. And how it will be added? It will be added each and every, it will be accessing at each and every index. So for increasing the index here, we'll be using post increment plus plus I. Okay. So now we have to mention the condition till which it had to be terminate. So since I think we have defined that since when there will be a new line character or something, so you have to stop there. So char or c minus 1, not c, sorry, not c minus 1, c does not equals to uh, the new line character. Okay, so c should be not be equals to this new line character. And what else? So since the total size will be I can be anything, and the last character we know, it should be a null character. So for defining the last index, we can do buffer I minus 1. So the highest value of the I will be, like there they have done 3, they have taken 3 strings or something, 1 2 3. No, they have not defined anything. So I don't know what, I think 81 can be the largest size. So the last character that at the 80th position will be a null character. So I is 81 and minus 1 will be 80. So at the index 80, it should be a null character. So we have to specify that. Okay, since it is an array, square brackets, I minus 1. So I can be anything. That depends on us how many strings we can enter in the terminal. So null character, and simply terminate this. Since it is a void function, we don't need to write anything in return. So we have not used scanf. Instead of that, we have used getchar. So control S, problem here. Okay, control S, problem solved. Let's compile this and write the output into read. Okay, so read. I think there should be some kind of message before reading. But we know how this will be working. So hi, my name is Vyadh. Okay, okay, it is reading, it is going fine. What if we write more characters? I am streaming. If I hit enter, okay. So if I press the enter 2 times, so it will be exited, but I can keep running this. For how long do I want? So hi, my name is Vyadh. I am streaming. Okay, it's working. Hi, HO. Hello. Okay, so maximum. Okay, I understood now. What's the purpose of that three? So this is like maximum of three strings can be put here. So this will not be like if we press enter double times, it will be exited, but it will be exit after inputting the three strings. This loop is for taking the number of strings, and this function this is a loop. This is also a loop. This is a do while loop. This is done in order to access particular character and storing it in an array and printing that. Okay, pretty good. Control SQ. Let's move forward. So the do loop in the read line function is used. So this read line function is defined by us. It's not a user defined function. So the do loop in the read line function is used to build up the input line inside the character array buffer. So each character that is returned by the getchar function is stored in the next location of the array. So when the new line character is reached, signaling the end of the line, so the loop is exited. Okay. So the null character is stored inside the array to terminate the character string, replacing the new line character that was stored. So the index number I minus 1 index the correct position in the array because the index number was incremented one extra time inside the loop. So the okay, so we have said the since the null character is the last character, so it is used in order to define in order to terminate some kind of string or characters, group of characters. So that is why we have set the last index number of the array to null character. Hmm. Okay, so we have the next program. So the main routine defines a character array called line with enough space. Okay, no need to read this. So let's move to the next program. For your next program example 10.7, consider a practical text processing application counting the number of words in a portion of text. Develop a function called string for the occurrence. Is there some kind of flag? Was there a lag? Okay, it's fine. So the function can scan the character string for the occurrence of the first alphabetical character and consider all subsequent character up to the first known alphabetic character. Okay, so that is like the null character. So as a part of the same word, then the function can continue scanning the strings. Okay, so it has to stop somewhere. Hmm. So it's like, well, here goes. So words is equals to 3. So and here we go again. And here we go again. Okay, classic CJ example. Okay, so every line when we hit enter, it should be like printing words and the number of words we have entered here. So like, and here we go. So it is a single character and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, understood. So let's make this program. So micro text process. Let's write test.c here. We'll be using this. Let's copy it from here, paste selection. Okay, let's start. Let's make the program. So first, what's the structure of the main program? So const character text1, text2. So we are giving the text here, not taking the taking that from the input, not taking that from the terminal. And count words, past count character string. So we have to define this const character string here. Okay, count words. So I think there is a function that will be made in order to count it. Yes. Okay. So printf percent %s the string words is equals to percent %i, that is the the counted words, count number of words. Okay, so let's start the main program first. Int main void. But what we need to do, firstly we need to make the programs for first one is the mm, so it should be terminating something and function to determine if a character is alphabetical, and we have to check if the character is alphabetical or not, and if it is not, it will be terminated. Okay, and it will be only, I guess it will be only counting that word that consists of an alphabet, like, well, here goes. And it okay, since dot is a separate character, it should be counted another time, but since we have mentioned here that we'll be counting alphabets, so we have to make a program in order to check the alphabets. So for that, you can make a simple program void alphabetic and if and return that thing, but here they have used bool, so let's use bool here. So make a program of bool alpha. Let's do it alphabet, only alphabet, and we'll be defining const char c since it will be constant throughout the program. uh nice, control z. Okay, so if, so it can be capital, it can be small. If uh double bracket c, the character should be greater than or equals to the character a, and logical and character should be smaller than or equal to the z character. So z, this is a bracket of if, so logical or, and we'll be taking the same case of the capital alphabet. Okay, so this time it's capital A and capital Z. Pretty good. So since it is a bool function, they already know. So the value that we'll be returning, that if it is like falling in this category, so return true that it is a alphabet. Return true. True. Else return false. So anything that is not fall in this category, it will be not treated as an alphabet. False. No need to return further, and now we'll be making a program in order to count the words. So we'll be storing that in a, it will be an integer, so let's make an integer int count, and again we need to specify uh, like we need to count the characters one by one, so we will be storing the string inside an array. So what we will be doing, since the array will be fixed and the text is given by us, so we can use a const since it is fixed, and char strings str. Okay, so it will be stored inside this. Okay, so for I guess loop will be there. Any doubts in the chats? So we'll be running a loop and tie. What more we can do? We are storing the count, है ना? So we can, okay, let's do one thing. Let's name this function count words. Okay, and instead of this, we can count. If you want to store something, to store the numbers, and we'll be initialized with that with 0. Okay, pretty good till here. Hmm, we need the looking forward to. Okay, I think they have made another function looking forward. This is the main program, so this is the program we need to pay focus to. So firstly we should be calling the, nice, we should be calling our function here, this function. Okay, then okay, then they are also, because we need to tell it again if it is a character or not, and then it will be proceeding with that, adding or increasing the word count. Character C, let's start the loop first for, nice. So let's start the loop here for I is equals to 0. It will be, what should be the terminating condition? So in the strings it will be like going till null character, so it should be running till strings array I, it should be not is equals to the character null character. Yes, okay. And what we need to do here, we need to iterate the string or iterate the index number. I think I have made a mistake here. Nice. I plus plus. So what you need to do now? Uh, it will be, this function will be, working alone. So anything that will be entered will be counted. So, but we need to specify a condition that if that string that is entered here is an alphabet, then you will be counting. So this function, if it is true, then you will be counting. So for that, what we can do, if so, I think on character, in order to access this, so what we can do, if so we have already defined that alphabet and character will be passed here. So what we can do, we can pass a character inside this like string or str. Okay, so we have to do str here also, str, and we don't need to access each and every character from here. So like this we can do. They have done the same thing, I guess. Nice. Mm, I have placed my phone to DND. Why it is still running? Please wait a moment. Mm, my phone was on DND. Please wait a moment. Mm, airplane mode. Okay, I hope I'm audible. What you were doing? Okay. So what I was telling that we will be running a loop from I is equals to 0 till the string should not be equals to the null character, and we are accessing each and every character. For that, we need to use this function, and we need to make sure that this does not fall to this condition, and then only it will be reading. So I think bool. Let's You have to use another decision making statement. Hmm, test. Let's do test. Okay, so inside this we want to make sure again that if this test, okay, we have to, okay, they have set it to true, so test is equals to true. Okay, so if this condition is true, what we will be doing now, we will be iterating the words count, sorry, count, it is set to 0, count, and we'll be setting the test to false now. mm, okay, it should be working, and we will be giving another case that test fails here, false. Okay, and this is the condition inside this, then this is the condition inside this, so we have to write the block for this. Okay, so else what you can do, you can set test to true only, or test can remain same, so test true. So since it is set to false, we need to return at as true. Okay, it should be working now. I have to look for the brackets, I guess. So for loop. Okay, for loop inside two loops, if and if else. Okay, so now we can do return to the word or count. I think it is fine now. Return count. Okay, and we will be writing our main logic here. Hi bro, I am in CSE AIML. Pankaj Guridatta. Hi brother, hi. Welcome to the stream. CSE AIML. Yes. Okay. Good. 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 Which year? You are in which year? Record count is done. Now we'll be writing a main function here, and we just need to call all the functions. So int main void. Starting the function, we will be defining const char text one. Let's do it t1, and since it is an array, we'll not define the size. Hi there. Hi there. Okay, let's define another char t2 array. Char t2. I am Vyadh. Okay, working fine. And we need to call this function also now. Semicolon, semicolon, semicolon here also, and fine. Okay, now we'll be printing the final values. Printf. So firstly we will be printing the strings %s, then we'll be specifying that words is equals to percent integer format specifier I and new line character. And for %s we need to type the text, so t1 will be called here t1. And for the word count, like for counting the words, so this is defined here, counting the words. So we need a string here, and string can be work like this, so count words. So count, count words. T1, it is already defined that it is an array, so T1 can be done like this. And what we'll be doing, shift V, T2, and since it is int, we'll be returning the system straight to 0. Return 0. Control S. So there are errors. Let's see. Let's see the error first. Else block, in the else block it is showing expression before, expected expression before this token. I think there are okay, spelling of true. True. Control S. What is the problem? Test is an unused variable, but we have used it here. Yeah. Why it is unused? I think I have made a problem somewhere. Let's check it from here now. So for loop. Okay, for loop. We have started a bracket. They have not. If block and if test, they said looking forward true. Okay, test plus plus count. Test is false. Test is equals to false. Bracket close, else this set to true again, and return. I think no need for this. Now to control S. It will not make any difference. count. What is there? Unused variable count. I think I have missed semicolon somewhere, but I'm unable to catch it. Count is used in count words. I have not closed the bracket. Bracket is also closed. But rest all the things are all right. The problem is with this count words. We have defined a function. So count is set to 0 plus plus count. They have been word count. Okay, no problem. Okay, count is set to 0. Bool alphabet const char c. Bool or test is equals to true. They are all terminated with the semicolon. What's wrong in this? For I is equals to 0. Okay, so unused variable, and this before this token. Okay, okay, I got it. Now it should be all right, I guess. Yes, it's all right. So the problem is with the bracket. The if bracket is not completed, and rest all this will be set to as unused because it will not be executed. Okay, so now it is working fine. So gcc text.c, writing the why you have the declaration of the alphabet in the count words. I cannot understand about what you have said. Let's in the why you have the declaration of the alphabet in the count words. Which alphabet? Uh, I think you are saying why I am using this bool alphabet function in the count words. Is it so? So I have used this because it is strictly mentioned in the program that only alphabets will be entertained. Rest all the characters will not be entertained. So in order to count something, line 13. Yes, we have called the function. Na? We have created a function bool alphabet and we have called it here because we need it. And we have done this because what we need to do, we need to strictly count the characters. And what this function will do, this will count each and every character. Character can be of any type. It can be a special character, bracket, user that already defined characters inside C, and alphabets, numbers. So strictly we are working with alphabets. That is why I have created a program function first that is filter out the alphabets, or just take the entries of the alphabet. Then I have used this function inside the count. So only alphabets can be used. You don't need the line 13 there. Why? You're saying just delete this. It can work. It can work. It can work. It's just what I can say. It is just the need for when you are documenting a code and you are working with a developing team, and uh, it is better to mention which function you have used in order to work in order to make work for the another function. That is why I have used it here. I know you can just call the function we have already defined, and you can call the function here, but for the documentation part and ease of the understanding of the code, you can do like this. I have a habit of writing this like this. Let's try to compile this gcc. It will be compiled, I guess. Yes, it will be compiled, but when you are working in a team now and you want to, is it working all right? Hi there. Okay, so if you want a proper documentation of your code and you want that someone who is reading your code raw without any prior knowledge, he can easily understand. I can explain more that in the VS code, because when we highlight some kind of function, now it is also highlighted. This was the one, no? Yes. Simply this can also be set here because we cannot, uh, if we don't use this here, it will be also working. But I have worked in the project now, and when we got the code, we got confused at which function is called where. And what we do, what if we highlight like this, and in the VS code, when we highlight like this, it will not be highlighted here. Okay, so when we just mention it here and highlight it like this, and if it is a a code of around 1,000 lines, so this function will be highlighted automatically, in order to we can see the working of the function, why we have used it and why we have called it. It's just a way of writing, you can say. So control SQ. mm, okay, was it working all right or not? Okay, so hi there, it has not counted it as a separate character. Let's do one thing. If I do like this, what will happen? I think it has control S stray in the program. Okay, nice. Control S control. See here what happens, only the words are counted and rest of the characters are ignored. Okay, so let's move forward. I think it is the explanation of all the code. Wait a moment. I guess I'm audible now. Okay, so let's start the next topic. Let's read this quickly first. The alphabetical function is straightforward enough. It simply tests the values of the character passed to determine if it is either a lowercase or uppercase. If it is either, the function returns true, indicating that the character is alphabetic. Otherwise, the function returns false. Okay. Anything that is written important here? So in such a case, the for loop is continued with the next string. I think I have already explained the code how it is working. Mm, You should spend some time studying the test table, verifying the values of the indicated variables against the logic of the count words function. So after this has been accomplished, you should then feel comfortable with the algorithm that is used by the function to count the number of strings. Okay, so strings, well, here goes. I think they have used this example. Well, here goes. Okay. So 1 to 16. So 0. Okay, what count? 1, 1, 1. Till here it is same. 1, 1, 1. It is here same also. Space is same. Then the second character is read after the space. Okay, the space is also included in the index. Okay. So false, false, false. Okay. Let me open the code here. So it is returning that false now, that is why. Hmm. So it will be true, uh, like this. It will be only true when there will be no character that is an alphabet. For example, this looking forward, and in my case I have taken test. So test is true when there is no alphabet. So it is a case of alphabet. We have assumed it as to be false, but if it is not an alphabet, it will be true. So true and true. Okay. So it is an internal working, how the program is working internally at the back end. Hmm. It will be returning false again and again when alphabet is encountered, like here also. So when another character or null character is encountered, it is returning true. Okay. Okay. So the null string. So now consider a slightly more practical example of the use of the count word function. This time you make use of your read line function to allow the user to type in multiple line of text at terminal window. So the programmer then counts the total number of words in the text and displays the result. So to make the program more flexible, you do not limit or specify the number of lines of text that are entered. Therefore, you must have a way or for the user to tell program when he's done entering text. One way to do this is to have a proper user simply press enter key an extra time after the last line of the text has been entered. So when the read line function is called to the read in such a line, okay, so we are not giving any border condition how it will be stopped. Read line function here, alphabet, count word, okay. So I think they are using all the functions and what they are doing. Type in your text. So when you are done, press return. So so there are 48 dots. Okay, so this is working like this, and the working of the main program will be written here, and rest of all will be called from here. Okay, fine. So what we are doing now? Hmm, a character string that contains no character other than the null character has a special name in C language. It is a null string. Okay, so when you think about it, the use of null string is still perfectly consistent with all the functions that you have defined so far in this chapter. So the string len function correctly returns 0 as the size, okay, of the null string. So your concat function also properly concatenates nothing onto the end of the another string, okay. So even your equal strings function works correctly if either or both strings are null. Hmm. And are in the later case, the function correctly calls these strings equal. If both strings are null, they will be treated as equal. Yes, we have done it yesterday in the concatenation program. So always remember that the null string does in fact have a character in it, albeit a null one. So sometime it becomes a desirable to set the values of character string to the null string in C. So the null string is denoted by an adjacent pair of double quotation marks. So the statement, okay, so it is null string is denoted. Null character can be denoted by \0. If you want to denote something like null string, so you can, what you can do, so they have defined a variable buffer, and they have, since they don't want to define write anything or define any string, so they have defined a null string using double quotes and blank space. So the statement, this define a character array called buffer and sets its value to the null string. Note that the character this is not same as the this because it is a space and it is a null character, so you should know the difference. Because the second string contains a single blank character. If you are doubtful, send both the strings to the equal strings function and see. Okay, so if you know, just check the equality of this and this. It will not be returning equal because the space will be treated as a character and it will be not. And this is a null string because nothing is passed here, but we have passed a space here, so this is not a null string. So program 10.8 uses the read line alphabetic count words function from the, okay, so let's do one thing. So I think this is text, uh, what it is, text.c. We need the concept of text.c and read. So micro read.c. Okay. So read line we want, and okay, nice. So sessions, new tab, we'll create a program counting words. ls read हो गया, strings text. This is read text. Okay, this was counting the words. Let's do one thing. mb text dot c is now count, because we have written the concept of count here. Okay, so count dot c ls. So char array dot c text. Okay, no problem. So mb text will be treated as count ls. Okay, so count dot c. Okay, now it is working fine. And now we'll be creating another file that is text micro text, and we'll be need this both the programs. So firstly, paste selection here, text. I think something is wrong with here. Micro text ls. Okay, micro text dot c. Okay, now so first what we'll be doing, so we should be copying both the functions that we have used before till here. Copy selection, paste clipboard here. Nice, control Z. Okay, and we'll be seeing the concept of reading from this getchar. Copy selection, shift V. Okay, it's working fine. And now we'll be defining our main function like they have done here. This. Okay, so int main, we'll be writing our main function now, int main void, and we just need to call all of them, int main void. So what we will be doing, since we are storing something and we will be needing all the variables that was defined in them, like here we need an array, dedicated array, and here we need strings. Okay, but we will take the input from the user now to in order to get the strings, in order to get this const char. Okay, so int main void. So let's take a string now, text size 81. What more? So we need one more thing, count 0. Okay, total number of words we'll be needing, and this is the already defined how it will be working, bool end of text. I think another program we have taken, another function we have taken here, end of text. No, they have just defined this. So read line and count words. So alphabet will be not be called because alphabet is defined for count words, and these program will be needed. Okay, so this and this. Counting and reading. Done. Let's write the program printf uh, type your text below. Okay, type your text below. Printf, they have given any conditions. Stop when you are when you are done, press return. Okay, press enter to exit. Press enter to exit. Now, what we'll be doing? Okay, so since we are taking taking a case, then when user want to exit, although he can write anything or till any time he can write, but we need a condition that be set user to exit the function or the program. So bool end of program EOP set to true first, then we can if it is set to true, no. So we need to run a while condition now, and we'll be using this variable again. So let's create the program first. So while we need to read now. So let's we'll be mentioning the condition later. Let's just do the read line thing first. So read line, it will be reading the line from the array text. So text in the read line function we have given that it will be a array. So array we have taken here is a text. So text. Now what we will be doing, we have to take a case of the null character also. If it is a null character, so there should be end of text. So let's do one thing. Let's set it to true, and we'll be going till the condition of EOP, that read line text and read line text, and what we'll mentioning a condition here, if text at the first index, that is 0, it is a null character, you read it as a null character. Okay, so set it to false. Okay, so end of program will be set to false. Okay, now what we'll be doing, we'll be mentioning another condition because we want to count the words. So since it will be a null character, it will set to false, but if it is not a null character, you should be counting the words. So else total words. Okay, so we have to count na somewhere. So int total, let's take it total. So total should be equals to we'll be using the program now, plus is equals to, we'll be using the program count words, and we are specifying the string only, text string. So count words from the test string. So count words from the test string, that is text. Text, yes, text. It should be working. Now what else left? Now we need to print the number of word it has counted. So it is a block of while entering exiting this. So printf there are, let's keep it a new line, there are total percent I words in the above text. And what we will be mentioning here, the total rest all will be handled automatically. The read line will be working on its own. and rest all will be work on its own. Okay, so control S. Okay, so there are errors, no error still here. Okay, in total, control S, no errors now. Control SQ. Okay, so what was the name of this program? ls text.c. Okay, so gcc text.c, write the output to text, hit enter. Ls, it is working. So text, type your text below, press enter to exit. Okay, so hi, my name is Vyadh. I am hacker. I am streaming. It's cool. Okay, so there are total 32777 words in the above text. Nice. 32777. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 32777 words in the text. I think I have done something wrong. Mm, I have to check from here. So they have also count words, read line, total. Okay, total should be set to 0 now because it will take it as a garbage value. Okay, so control SQ now it should be working fine. And let's copy it from here. Yeah, paste selection. Hit enter to count. 32779. Okay. Hi. 3266. Why it is taking random numbers? Okay, I have not compiled the program. Text.c. Now it should be working. Shift V. Okay, there are total 13 words. So if we do not no, set the variable that we are using for the total to any number, like we should be setting it to 0, and if we leave it blank, it will be set to any number decided by the compiler. So A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13 words, fine, working fine. Okay, so program is working fine, I guess, but I see a catch here. But it does not make any difference. I have set the end of paragraph to be true. Okay, so and I have run the condition when while the end of paragraph and read line. So you have to at the end of paragraph you have to read the line. So it is quite easily understood. But what they have done, they have end of text they have set it to false, and they have run the condition till it is not end of text. So not false will be true. So it is also same. So it is like not false or true. So they both are equal. So I have set it EOP to true. Then I have worked on the case of while it is EOP is true, you have to although this should be logically both are correct, but this sounds good because end of text should be false when there will be a null character, and yes, it should be good. No problem. The condition should be opposite to each other in the program. Okay, anything else I have done here? I've set it to true. It is false here. They have go to the condition of not false. I have gone to the condition of true. And if it is equals to null character, EOP is false. They have set EOP to true. Else, okay. Pretty good. Same. Same. Control SQ. What's the duration of the scene? It's 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay. We'll be completing this chapter only. Pointers will be started tomorrow. How much is left? Constant, character strings. Character arrays are also left now. Character operations. A lot left. No problem. So we have understood this program. Clear. Let's do one thing. Char.c. Okay. So mv. I am moving these all files to C files. Okay, it's moved. And also what we will be doing, and we will be moving these files to that directory. C programs, and in that C executable. So this folder will be blank now. Okay, so micro, what's our next program? Uh, escape characters. Let's don't not read this as a whole. So let's move to escape characters. So as alluded to previously, the backlash character has a special significance that extends beyond its use in the forming the new line and the null characters. So just as the backlash and the later letter n, the when used in the combination cause subsequent printing to begin on a new line, so can other characters be combined with the backlash character to form special functions. So these are some kind of characters that if you can perform, like %n we used for the new line, %t is used for the tab space, horizontal tab, %v we use for vertical tab. This is used as /, double quotation and all. You can just go through this audible alert, backspace, form feed. Only for this /n tv, b is also used sometimes. This is also used octal character value triple n. Okay. Okay, %t, and then I have already told. So the first system shut down in 5 minutes. Okay, so the first 7 characters listed in the 10.2 perform the indicated function on most output device when they are displayed. Audible alert character #a sounds a bell in the most terminal window. So the print call f like this. Okay, nice. So let's create a test program, test.c, and try to run this. So I have to include stdio dio.h and main void, and we'll be using this. So it should be a bell in most terminal windows, but there is nothing. It is like simple shutdown, no problem. So sounds an alert and displays the indicated message, no alert. Including the backspace character %b inside the character string causes the terminal to backspace one character at one point which the character appears. Okay, basic, pretty basic. So to include backlash character inside a character string, 2 characters are necessary. So the printf call like this. To include a backlash character itself inside a character string. Okay. So if you want to explicitly write this backlash, you have to use backlash. Like you have to use like double backlash. Okay. Because backlash, this character has, its own significance. But what if you want to print this? है ना? So you can use another backlash in order to print this. So like if I do micro test.c and in place of this, I write this line. And what if I do like this? So control SQ compile this, run this. So backslash t will be acted as a tab space, but what if we put another backslash? So this will be printed in the terminal. Okay, so control sq, gcc test, so this will be printed, so it is working like this. So include a double quotation mark inside a character string. It is must to proceed. Okay, so if you want to include double quotes, you can not directly include. You can use a backslash like this, hello and hello. Okay, he said this. Okay, so to assign a single quotation character to a character inside a backslash character, okay, it must be okay. So if you want to display a uh, assign variable to this quotation mark, so you cannot just directly write quotation, you have to use a backslash. Okay, so the backslash character followed immediately by a question mark. Question mark. Okay, question mark is also not directly written, is used to represent at this character. This is sometimes necessary when dealing with the trigraphs in non-ASCII character sets. For more detail, consult appendix A, C language summary. Okay, so the final four entries in the table 10.2 enables any character to be included in a character string in the escape character. Like this, NN is one of the 3-digit octal number in the escape character. XNN is the okay, like NN is the hexadecimal number. So these numbers represent the internal code of the character. Okay, this enables the character that might not be directly available from the keyboard to code it into character string. For example, to include in a sky escape character which has the value of octal 33, you could include sequence 033 or XLB inside your string. Okay, so if you want to mention like octal 033, for octal you have to give 0 before any number. So you cannot just directly write 0, you have to give a backslash 033, or you can just give like this XLB, XN1B, X1B, sorry. So null character is a special case of the escape character described in the preceding paragraph. It represents the character that has a value of 0. In fact, because the value of null character is 0, this knowledge is frequently used by programmers in the test and loop dealing with the variable length character. Okay. Mm, the value of the string output is non-zero until the non-character is okay. So the string like this 033 hello actually consists of 9 characters, not counting the terminating null. Let's count the characters here. So 0, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this is a separate character, na? And this is a separate character. So 0 is not counted here, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to zoom it, I guess. So it will be treated differently. So 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this should also be included now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 and 8, 9. Okay, now understood. Okay, not counting the terminating null, the character 033, the double quotation character, 5 character in the word hello, the double quotation character once again, and the new line character. The try passing the preceding character strings to the string length function to verify that 9 is indeed the number. Okay, a universal character name is formed by the character this followed by a 4 hexadecimal number or the okay. You can use capital use also, followed by 8 hexadecimal numbers. It is used for specifying characters for extended character sets, that is character set that require more. Okay, if you are working with 16-bit, 32-bit, and 64-bit architecture, we can read this about in Appendix A when we reach to the last of the this book, Appendix A, B, C, D. I will explain it there. Okay, let's take a break. After that, we'll be beginning again. Let's take a break here, 10 minutes break, and a timer. Timer, 10 minutes timer. Okay, let's take a 10 minutes break, then we'll be continuing this characters. Hello, hello. Okay. We are back. Mm, I guess my sound is all right. Okay. So you have not taken the complete 10-minute break, no problem. Let's begin now. Okay. Where are we? Okay, so we are now working with constant strings. Okay. So if you place a backlash character at the very end of the line, okay, this line continuation technique is used primarily for continuing long constant. Okay, so this same thing we done in this Linux terminal also. So on to the next line, and as you see in the chapter 13, the preprocessors for continuing a macro definition onto the next line. Okay, so we are working with macros, I guess. So without the line continuation character in your C compiler generates an error message if you attempt to initialize a character string across here it is. So initialize a character string across multiple lines, for example, like this, it will, show error. So by placing a backlash, like this, you can just continue the string. It is necessary to begin the continuation of the character string constant at the beginning of the next line because otherwise the leading blank space on the line, okay, this uh, the leading blank space on the line gets stored in the character string. Okay, so the preceding statement therefore has a net result of definition defining the character array letters end of initial. Okay, so it is saying like if you leave this blank, this will be also counted as a character and will be added in this curly braces. So 1 minute. So one way to do this, another way to break up. Okay, so another way is the compiler automatically concatenates adjacent string together, therefore writing the strings. Okay, so we can write like this. So the compiler automatically concatenates means it automatically uh, is syntactically equivalent to if you write this individual strings like in the double quotation mark, it will be treated as this only. So if you don't want to use a backlash character, although this is suggested because in Linux terminal we also, if we need to write the command in the continuation, we use a backlash character, and if you don't want to use it like that, you can use double quotes. So finally, the three printf calls. Uh, Printf programming in C is fun. Okay, so programming in C is fun. All pass a single argument to string, structures, and array. Okay, so now characters will be in structures and arrays. Firstly, we'll be going through the structures. Okay, so structures, we have seen that we were defining uh, date and time. Like in the date characters, we have defined day, month, and year. In time, we have defined minute, hour, and seconds. So now we'll be working with characters, structures, and the structures particularly for characters. So you can combine the basic elements of C programming to form very powerful programming constructs in many ways. In chapter 9, working with structures, for example, you saw how you could easily define an array of structures. 10.9. Okay, so you have defined array inside a structure. Now, if you contemplate developing such a program, one of the first thought that comes to your mind is representation of the word. And we are using mix of characters, array strings, because strings are also nothing but arrays. They are accessed by arrays and they can be denoted by array. It will be easier because it is array is a collection of similar data type, and string is also a combination of characters. So the data type that is mentioned in the arrays will be a character. So this array will be treated as a string because it is a collection of different characters. Are there no chats or I can't see? Okay, so there are no chats, I guess. 8 watching is continuous throughout the session. Nice. analytics. Paste in encoder concurrent views. No problem. Where's the video, yeah? Okay, so suppose you want to write a computer program that acts like a dictionary. If you had such a program, you could use. Okay, so let me just move to the program directly if I could. They have done a lot of things. Program to use the dictionary lookup program. Dictionary lookup program. Okay, what they are doing? They are defined a structure. In that they have defined a character word, character definition for word inside a dictionary. Okay, so I think they are particularly finding a word. Agar a jelly made from seed. Okay, so they are making some kind of dictionary, but they have used a predefined list, and I think const will be, yes, const is used inside. So it is basic dictionary that they have created, struct entry of 10 entries, and when you want to access anyone, and definition will be given. Okay, pretty basic. Let's read this first. So you can define a structure called entry, like for example, to hold the word and its definition, like word definition, word of 15 character, definition of 50, and that is how they have done it here. Okay, so where were we? Structure entry word one. So blob, it is the character, or the word, and this is the definition. So two arguments have taken, two arguments were there, and basic. So because you want to provide for many words inside the dictionary, it seems logical to define an array of entry such as in this. So we will be using this array with a const function like this, and we can define till 100, but for a practical case we are taking 10 words. So okay, which allows for a dictionary of 100 words. Obviously that is far from the sufficient. Interested in setting up English language dictionary which requires at least 9 entries to be of any value. So okay, you can say, like thesaurus, if you have ever seen the dictionary online, so you can assume that it is working like this kind of structure, that we are entering some kind of word and it is fetching the definition from a structure. So having defined the structure of a dictionary, you should now think a bit about its organization. Most dictionaries are organized alphabetically, and it makes sense to organize your same way. So for now, assume that this okay. You can also do one thing, although I would not suggest, you should do it a bit safe. You can create a password manager. uh, if I talk about in particularly why I'm why I'm studying C, you can make a password manager. You can just store your username here, although you need to remember your username, and you can store your password here. So you can make your own password manager, although I suggest that you should not be posting that online. You make a program or using real username and password and posting that on GitHub, it is not suggested. You should be keeping that safe in your local storage. So what you can do in place of these words, you can give a username. You can let's create this program. Let's create a password manager. It will be same. This program is like you are giving a word and definition is given to you. Okay, and but what you can do instead, mm, okay, what you can do instead, instead of word you can give a username, and instead of this you can save a password. So let's create a password manager. uh, we are working with structures and characters now. So what we can do, let's okay, we are in characters. So micro micro pm, that is password manager dot c. Let's create a password manager. We'll be using this only here. Shift V. So two libraries, stdio and standard bool. I think they are taking some kind of case or something. Yes. So words and another thing. In case of words, what we can do, word character and words. Let take words as username. Username char pass. Okay. And password can be of 16 digit. Let's take it assume it as 50. Okay, so and we have defined it here, ended with semicolon. Now what we'll be doing, we'll be creating a function in order to find that thing. So int find, let's create a function find, and we'll be passing two arguments here, const struct, uh, they have given entry, let's in place of this, okay, entry is fine, no problem. Entry, we have to take two arrays na, for one for the username, second for the password. So entry, they have taken dictionary. Okay, dictionary new, I think they have taken a what, how it is working, dictionary and search. So these are the words that are to be included, I guess. Yes, these are the words, and search will be the array that will be created while searching. Okay, so const struct entry, in place of dictionary you can use pass manager, pass manager. Okay, and since it is an array, you can define it as an array. And what you can do, you have to take another fixed function, const struct uh, struct entry. In entry, what you can do, const char, not entry now specifically, we have to use a, because we have already used this, and we'll be giving an array here, const structure, and we'll be using search. Okay, fine. Another that we can give is the entries, const entries. Okay, fine. mm, we have defined a function now, entries. It's fine, I guess. Control S, type of struct search, incomplete type of struct search, struct entry pass manager, and const struct search int entries. Okay, no problem. Let's do one thing. For loop, you have to take enti, and you will be taking a bool here, bool equals strings. I think they are creating something for bool also. No, not, no, they are not. So bool equal, let's take it as equal, because there's a possibility that they can be equal also. So bool equal, we will pass two strings here. Okay, so const char s1 and const char s2. Okay, fine, nice. Now we'll be doing our searching part. For I is equals to 0, it will be going till the number of entries and plus I. Let's run the for loop. Oh, nice. Control Z. Let's run the for loop, and till here we have to do like if the equal strings, or the equal, in my case equal, uh, we have to pass two strings na. So return I, return -1. Okay, so dot dictionary dot word, but I think they have not defined dictionary or something. So we are passing an array in the equal strings, like const char s1 will be set to equal, set to search array, and s2 will be set to the dictionary, and particularly the words inside the dictionary. So it will be searching. Okay, so what you can do, equal, let's read it why they have used return -1. Mm. So the lookup function sequence, so this is the lookup function, in my case it is find through each entry in the dictionary. For each such entry, the function calls the equal strings function to determine if the character string search matches the word member of the particular dictionary entry. If it does matches, the function returns the value of the variable I, which is the entry number. Okay. So if it is matched, like search uh, search I is matched to the dictionary, like how it is written, dictionary dot words, dictionary I dot words. Search not I here, like it is directly search they have written. I is defined for each and every word inside the dictionary. So in case, my case, it is pass manager, and we are going to each and every. Okay, I, perfectly fine, dot words, dot words, perfectly fine, will be returning to the same index if the search matches, if this equal, we have defined now, but what is bool here, equal this. So if it is matches, if it matches, like search is matched to the particular index number, and at that particular index number the word is matches to search, it will be returning that index number, and at that index number the word will be returned. Like if you want to find this abss, this will be returned. Okay, so return I, and why we are doing return -1, let's see this also. Return -1. What's the reason of -1? So which is the entry of the word that was found in the dictionary? The function is exited immediately upon execution of the return statement. Despite the fact that the function is in the middle of execution of for loop, okay, if the lookup function exhausts all the entries in the dictionary without finding a match, the return statement after the for is executed, return not found indication. Okay, so the for loop is still running. We don't know how many entries are there, but we need a case, like if there is some kind of word which is exceeding the dictionary, so we need a case to terminate the program, or not terminate the program, or we need to do some kind of indication that the word is not found. So in that case we'll be doing return -1, and if it is found we'll be doing return I is nothing but the index number at which the word is found, and it will be returning to the I, it will be accessing the index number, and at that index number, whichever word is returned, the definition will be returned to us. So return I. Okay, now we have to give the, we'll be taking that from a chat GPT, the data. Okay, so now we'll be defining our main program, int main void. Okay, now we'll be using const uh, struct entry, and the entry we have is pass manager, and maximum password that we can store in it is 100, and which is equals to, we'll be taking the help of ChatGPT. Create, stay logged out, create random username with passwords, create random 10 username with password. uh, okay, no problem. Because we need 10 array na, so like what we need, how we need the entry like this na? So give it an array. So we have got it. I don't need this username password again. Yeah, we are defining, we need to store this in, what you can say, const in C programming. Okay, so they have given it like this. Still it's not that way. Still it's not that way. है ना? It is like this only. uh, Page selection. So started here const, so last bracket like this, and terminated. Okay, nice. So now we'll be defining we have defined const here, and we're defining a character and the words. Okay, so in place of words you can write passwords or username. Username will be better. Where it is the program. Okay, can take it as list. Let's take it as list 10. And okay, now the entries, number of entries will be set to 10, and we want to access the particular entry, so entry. And now we are calling the function of find, like yeah. Okay, so it's already copied now. Shift V. Okay, also what we are doing, and now we are just prompting, so printf enter your user name. Enter your username. Okay, so username will be entered here. We'll be using scanf function, scanf function, storing that percent. 1 minute. How many taken here? We have defined it as 15 char word. Okay, list 10. It will not be list. It is a username. Okay, so scanf, and we need to store it in the words, and we have defined the size already. Let's take it as percent 14 I, not is, because it is a string, so it will be stored in word. No and no use of and will be there. Nice. What we will be doing now, we'll be finding that entry uh, in the finding that entry inside the find function, and in place of dictionary we'll be writing pass manager entry will be set to look up pass manager username and entries. Okay, it should be working now, and we'll be writing the case if entry is not equals to -1. We are taking the case of return -1. So what you have to do, printf. Okay, so since it is a character string, it is a string, not character, so we're using %n, and we are specifying pass manager dot the password. So pass manager the number, the entry number that we have, entry number, and dot password, or we have done pass or password. We have taken pass, so pass. And next we have this else condition if it is not present here. So else printf wrong, username not included, username not included. I I think it should be working fine now. Enter your username. Username not included. Int will be return 0, bracket there. Control S. So many errors inside this. Okay, what's the first error? Array type as an incomplete element. Struct search. Okay, what they have used? Struct. I have not used struct. It should be character na. Const char search. Okay, I have used search here. Okay, char. Control S. Problem here. Okay, semicolon. Control S. Problem here also. I think the problem is with the brackets. Construct arrays. Okay, so we are not mentioning the words now. We are mentioning username. User name. Control S. How many years left? Unused variable password manager. Okay, I think some semicolon has a nice. Yeah. At last, we have to specify semicolon here. Control S. Okay, now what left? And there. Okay, struct search. Okay, it is character. We are so search does not have a structure. We are defining this array in order to store the word. Now what's there inside this word undeclared? Yes, it will be username, because you need to store that in the username. Control S. What more is left? Any more errors? No errors. Control S Q. Let's compile this. pm.c. Oh, sorry, pm.c. Writing the output to pm. Okay. Undefined reference to equal. In function find undefined one exit status equal. Okay, so I think there's some problem with the bool. Bool. Okay. Yes. I got the error now. In bool we have not, but we have returned I na. Returned I. What left? What is left now? In the pass manager entry, we are searching the username and bool equal here. Okay. Passing the two arguments. Return this, return that. There should not be problems, I guess. Return, I guess. There's some problem with the bool. What's the error? In function find pm.c undefined reference to equal. Undefined reference to equal. But we have defined a bool equal, and we have used it that if in the for loop if equal this, I think there's a problem with this bool equal strings s1 s2. Username, password. What can be the problem? Although it was a program of finding the meaning of a word in a dictionary, but we have changed it to finding a user password for a username. Although I should suggest you one thing: in the secure coding practice, you should not hard code your password inside your code. Instead, what you can use, you can create an environment. You can call the function from there, and when later when we will be learning the cryptography, this password should be encrypted, and then should be mentioned here. It should not be mentioned directly. We are just taking an example that we are making a password manager that will be running on a local storage, and it will not be accessed by anyone else except us. So but it's not running. Why it is like that? Hmm. Think I don't have that much uh, mind left now that I can resolve there on my own. I don't want to use ChatGPT also. It is saying that there is something problem with this. What we can do instead, we cannot just directly copy paste this also. Hmm. I have to see manually. No problem. Search entries in this. Find. In find, there are three arrays like manager, pass manager array, search, and there will be an integer that is entries. So entries, username, and this should be an array. This should be an array now. An array should be passed here. Okay. Username is an array. This is password manager. Dictionary 100. Okay, so this is a already defined here. Pass manager 100. So this is all right. No problem here. So username entries is also defined to as 10. Okay. What else? What else left? B equals to -1. Entry dot pass. Have I made any mistake with the brackets? Undefined reference to equal. We are making comparison now. Let's try to compile this once. Error LD return 1 exit status. Okay. Inside this bool, we are running a loop here. Okay. Struct entry, password, username, standard bool. Pass manager dot. In this, they have done dictionary dot word. I have done pass manager dot username. Program is same. What's the problem then? Data is also correct. Printf. Okay, enter your username. $14s. Everything is working fine. Not equals to -1, not equals to -1, printf %sn. The problem is here, I guess. Control Q. Same error, same error, same error. I have to ask ChatGPT, I guess. I cannot resolve this on my own. I think there is a problem with brackets or something. Yes. Undefined reference to equals, but you never actually defined the everywhere that will. हाँ, yes, ये तो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं. Because we are using equal directly and we have not defined. No, in this case they have also not. Yes, they have not taken the case of defining. Insert equal string. Okay, they are saying that equal string function here. Okay. I got the error now. We have not defined this equal. We are directly using this equal, but we have not defined. Okay, no problem. So bool equal. Can use this directly now. Okay. So const char s1 s2. I have to use this now. Int I set to 0 plus I. Okay, let's take it from here only. I forgot to take it from this. Okay. Int I set to 0, so it is running till s1 and s1 should not be equals to. There is also another case that I am taking that, and s2 should also not be a null character. It should not be start with a null character. So s2, let's run this like this only, no problem, and return s1 plus s1 is equals to s2. Control S, problem here, control S, problem solved, control SQ. Okay, now it's running PM. Enter your user. I have to extract a username here. I forgot. Micro pm.c. Control. Where it is? Okay, it is inside the character now. So CD characters. ls. Okay, now it is accessible. So micro pm.c. I have to take a username now. Let's take shadow pulse 15, and this should be the password like QE#7. Copy selection. Copy selection here. Shadow pulse. Hit enter. Okay, so this password is extracted. So although the example they have taken is of dictionary, uh, and we have just altered it and used it in some kind of useful thing, that we can create a local storage password manager. Although I am again repeating this thing that you should not be directly saving your password to a hard coded program. Okay, it's not safe. Okay, if someone get your this code, and because it is directly can this .c code can be directly accessible in any text editor, and your password, all the password will be stolen. So it is not suggested that, but for practice purpose, for storing it in a cloud storage, you can do this, but it's still not suggested. I hope you understand. Hmm. Where is my channel? Hmm. Okay, so we have successfully created a password manager. Okay, uh, let's just get a review of the program again. What? Oh, nice. I think, where were we? Okay, so we were at the, okay, so micro, we again do micro pm.c. What we are missing was we are directly using this bool equal, and we have not defined this function. Okay, so for defining this, what we can do, we can use that equality we have made before. Where it is, control Q. I've created a program equality, name of equality, cd ls executable, cdc executable ls. So there was a program, I guess, equality. Yes, equality. You, if you run it, let's just, I want to see the content of the equality now. I think they were stored in uh, C files, cdc files, C files, hit enter. They were in equality decision making, I guess. I have decision making, decision.c. Where is that equality.c? I can find that file now. Find quality. Okay, find in the current directory. It is a file. The name is file. The name is equality, eqt dot c. Unknown predicate f. Find equality. No such file or directory. Okay, it is not in this directory now. Okay, find. Let's do one thing. Looping structures. Where I've kept that file here? In the functions, I guess. cd functions. We are inside decision making. Okay, c dot dot. Now run this. Quality.c doesn't exist. Strange. I use this here, unknown predicate f. Where's the file? I have to find it manually, I guess. cd functions. Okay, here it is. Equality. Cat equality dot c. So this was the concept of they have making bool equal const char. Then we have said that bool is equals to bool is are equal, and if s1 is a null character and s2 is also a null character. This is the basic way of writing, but in this case what we have taken, we have get a shorter way of writing that, because we want to iterate the loop again and again, and we just made a comparison directly using a while loop. But in this case what we have done, where it is here, we have used a while loop. We have used two cases, that s1 I should not be equals to and s2 I, they both should not be equals to null character, and we have done plus plus I. If s1 and s2 both are null character, they are set to equal, as they are set to false, and return are equal. We can also take a bool here inside this and do like that, and in return we can give that bool, or you can just directly do like this, no problem. The main aim should be that it should be working. Okay, we have still not completed our characters. How much is left? So a lot left. See, in dictionary, binary search is left. Modifying dictionary lookup using binary search. Okay. Character optimization. Okay, few part is left. We can complete this, no problem. Let's move to binary search. A better search method. So a method used by lookup function to search for a particular word in the dictionary is straightforward enough. The function simply perform a sequential search. So what happens in the, let's take a whiteboard. Wait a minute till this board is, okay, it's now. So what's the basic difference between this search and ordinary search and binary search? So assume this has to be a dictionary, and let's take how many we can take here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 6 entries, and we want to access something like in which B is present. So there is random like C, D, A, random alphabets there. We don't know where exactly B is. So what normal search do? It will be, going like this. First here, then check if it is equal to B or not. Then here again, then here again, then here again, then here again. And if it, check that the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the fourth index number, we got B. So it will, print that with the position. But what happens in binary search? It will go at the middle of this and search in the left of it and right of it, simultaneously. So it's easier. First, it will go like here and here, compare. So if you compare the steps, so one step, two, three, four, it will take 5 steps. So but when you go in the middle and compare, so one step, and in the second step you find B. So it is more, optimized, and you can say not easier to use, but it is more efficient. You can say it is efficient method. So where is binary search? Nice. Mm, Base conversion. Okay, so now the method, however, if you start dealing with the large dictionary containing hundreds or perhaps even thousands of entries, this approach might not no longer be sufficient. So because, 1 minute. So because on the time, is there was a lag. Okay. So, however, if you are dealing with thousands of words in a dictionary, the time required can be considerable. Even though considerable is the case, could mean only a fraction of second. And one of the prime consideration that must be or to any sort of information to travel program is that of speed. Okay, so if you want to retrieve something, you want that to be a faster. And I have already explained how it works. So you can make use of the fact that your dictionary is in alphabetical order to develop a more efficient lookup function. So the first obvious optimization that comes to mind is in the case that the word you are looking for does not exist in the dictionary. You can make your lookup function intelligent enough to recognize when it has gone too far in its search. For example, if you look up the word active in the dictionary defined in the program 10.9, as soon as the word reaches acumen, you can conclude that active is not there, because if it has, it would have been appeared in the dictionary before. Because there's a simple logic of, you can arrange the words in the alphabetical order, and you can work like this. So as was mentioned, the preceding, okay, lot of theory. Let's go directly to the algorithm of binary search. So the preceding discussions precisely how the binary search algorithm works. The following provides a formal description of the algorithm. In this algorithm, you are looking for an element X inside an array M, so which contains n elements. So the algorithm assumes that the array M is sorted in ascending order. So we are, already assuming that the array is sorted. So CD characters ls. Okay, so now we are making micro binary s.c. Let's take binary s.c. Binary s.c. Okay. So we are setting a variable low to 0 and high to n minus 1. So n is the total number of elements. So it is like this. Like L is set to 0 and h is set to this number. Like n is the total number of elements and h is set to this. Like here. Here is h and L is here at 0. So not as 0 index, but 0 is the value. So if low is greater than high, if the value of the lower is greater than high, x does not exist in the M, and the algorithm terminates. Okay, it is pretty basic. So set mid to low plus high is equals to 2. So for example, the total number of elements in this case is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 elements. H will be set to 5, and it will like mid new variable M will be set to mid plus sorry, high plus low. Low is 0 by 2, and since it is an integer, it will be calculated at 2 like this. So what we'll be doing, if mid is greater than x, so x was the number that we element that we want to find. So if this mid is smaller than x, so set low to mid plus 1 and go to step 2. Okay, so if x is not found and the mid element is smaller than x, so what it will do, so low will be set to mid plus 1, like mid was 2, so 2 plus 1, low will be set to 3 now. So now what it will be doing, if it knows that the element is not present before this and before this, so what it will be doing, it will be set low to 3. Now it will be working from here, and it will be finding the element after this. So pretty basic. So if it is not like that, and x is, you have gone too far in the list and x is left behind, so what it will be doing, it will be going mid minus 1, and mid was 2, like 2, and it will be going mid minus 1, so it will again going into the starting like at the first position and again searching. If the search goes past the word, and you just know that the index is left behind, so what it will be doing, it will be set to mid minus 1. So mid was 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, and it will be again come to the first element in order to search. Hmm, pretty basic. Till here it's good. So go to step 2, mid equal, and when mid is equals to x, algorithm terminates. So we find the word what inside that. So I have already told this because it is set to integer. So if low is 0, high is 49, the value will be mid 24. Okay. So now that you have the algorithm for performing a binary search, you can rewrite your lookup function to use this new search strategy, because the binary search must be able to determine if one value is less than, greater than, or equal to another value. Okay, so let's just move to the binary search. Modifying the dictionary lookup using binary search. What we are doing here. This is pretty same. Mm. So what we can do, let's create another session, new session. So ls cat pm.c. Okay, so let me just copy paste this, copy selection, paste clipboard. Okay, so we have taken the same program that we have. We are not doing the dictionary thing, but we are doing the password manager thing. We have to make the simple changes to the lookup function or the find function. So till here it is same. We will be changing the logic behind this. The code will be increased, no problem, but the efficiency of code will be increased now. The length of code will also increase, and the efficiency will be also be increased. So we are saying that int L or low will be set to 0, and nice, int set to 0. Then int high is set to the total number of elements. We can say entries we have taken. So entries minus 1. Trees minus 1. Problem. And we are taking two variables also, int mid and a variable that we will be storing. Let's take it result or res. Okay, they have taken the similar thing. So now what we are doing, int compare string. So they are comparing the two strings. So for comparison, okay, for comparison of the two strings, s1 s2 are compared. They are checking that if they are equal or not. They're also checking if s1 is equals to s2 or not, and if it is greater than or smaller than or not. Okay, so we have to do one thing. In place of bool equal, you have to rewrite this program. This will be same, but this will not be same. Okay, so in place of this you can take this comparison program, uh, shift v, it is taken or not, and compare string const char. Okay, const char s1 s2, and this is int I, it will be saved in ans. Let's take answer only, no problem, answer. And while s1 index I is equals to s2 I, and s1 should not be equal to null character, this should not be equal to null character till where it is going. Okay, it's ending here, plus plus I. If s2 is greater than s1, answer should be -1. Is s1 is equals to uh, okay, this is not the case of double is equals to, answer should be equals to 0, else it should be 1. It should be set to 1. Okay, answer should be set to 1, and we will be returning to answer, return answer. Perfectly fine. Good working code. We are changing this also, no problem. Place of this like nice. Now we'll be using this lookup function, calling this. Okay, no problem. And now what we'll be doing, we'll be running a loop like while low, first we will take low is smaller than or equals to high. Okay, what you will be doing, you will be setting a nice control Z. Okay, so if it is like this, you will be setting a new variable mid. Mid is equals to low plus high and bracket. I missed the brackets, and should be by 2. Okay, middle of the array. Okay, so now what we'll be doing, we are storing the result res as the function of the compare string. So compare, and what we can do, compare. Okay, compare strings, and we will be passing the strings here. So pass manager was the string and search was the string. So pass manager, okay, in place of this we will be writing mid now, mid dot username, mid and dot user name. Okay, so now next is search. So two arrays are passed here given the argument. Okay, now what happened? So if we are taking another case, if result, let's do one thing. It will be easier for me to transparency will not be terminal margin background mode on. I have to change that in the, okay, no problem. So if res is equals to 1, so low will be set to mid plus 1, Okay, so low will be set to mid plus 1, and else what happen? Low will be set to uh, mid plus 1. So, okay, so high will be set to mid minus 1. High will be set to mid minus 1. Okay, so else if it is not equal, okay, so result is equal, should be equal to minus 1 now, because when we are comparing the strings in this case, and if the answer is that s2 is greater than s1, if string 2 is greater than s1, so it should be shifted backwards, so minus 1. Okay, so res will be computed from here, else what you do, you return to mid. Okay, because we found it now. And if it's not that case, you should be returning the whole program to minus 1. Okay, minus 1. And int main void is, do we have to make changes here? I don't think so. Entry lookup all is all right. Control S, there are errors, some kind of errors in this. Okay, else if will come here, else if control S. So, okay, again error. Okay, okay, I understood. I've not given the case now where res is equals to 1 1. Okay, now it's all right, I guess. Control S. Problem here. Res, I have to give semicolon at the end, I guess. I have given the semicolon. What's the problem then? Implicate declaration of. Okay. Mm. Okay. Control S. Unnamed parameter S1. Unused parameter S1. S1 is used here now. It's showing error in this line, end main word. What's the error here? Main is normally non-static function. Declaration of statement at the end of input. You need to forward declare it. I didn't understood what you have said. I think it is all right now. All the errors are resolved. I have passed the function. Yes, I have done it. Okay. Where I was, I forgot. My mind stopped working now. So we have created binary search, and we have created the password manager. Same thing. They have created dictionary. We have created password manager. No problem. But in this, we have implemented binary search. So let's do GCC binary s.c and writing the output to binary s. This should be working now. Okay. Yes. User, I have to take a username or something. Let's take cyberbloom 2020 and this should be the password. Okay. Copy selection. It will work the same way, but it is more efficient. Username not included. Nice. Uh, let's take another username. I got the problem, I guess. Copy selection. Binary s. Shift v. Username not included. That is what you did there. You declared the function before implementation. I got it. Now it is resolved, na? Cathal Grady. Now it is resolved, na? Or still there is a problem or something. Micro binary rest.c. Let's do it full screen and let's find the problem now. So basic concept of binary search, mid low plus high. RES compared now, no problem. So username not found is happen when entry is equal, not is equals to minus. Oh, okay, when entry is equals to -1. And why entry is -1? Entry will be found from here. That problem is solved for the new issue. Try control D after entering the username. Control D. What? No, nothing happened, brother. Nothing will happen. Binary. The problem is for me control D after entering the username. Okay, Shift V. Oh, sorry. I have to take the username now. Let's take RNB78. Control D. Username not included. There's a problem with the program. Find pass manager username. So entry will be okay. So find there error arise from here. Okay, so RES is returning to this find, and this is returning here. Entry is dependent on this. So if user not included is printed, entry is set to -1, means this find is set to -1. If this find is set to -1, okay, so problem arise from here. If I do this, Control S Q, GCC binary entry username. I have to take username now. Enemy 78. Shift V. Okay, it's done. I might be adding a new line if you are adding. Yes. The problem is I have entered return -1. After the problem, I will tell you the problem why it is happening like this. So after completing the program, if I have returned -1, so there is no logic behind writing this, because after running all the program I am returning that the value of this function will be returning as -1, and this value will be set to the find function, and the find value of the find function will be set to the entry. And since the value of the find function will be returned to -1, entry will always be -1, and it will be handled by this case, because and if it entry is not -1, it will search the password. If it is always -1, it will just simply return user not included. That is why that's what's the problem. Okay. Oh my god, I am finished now, and I am not able to continue further. Okay, so I think some part is still left now after binary search. I hope you got the solution of the problem, because I explicitly writing after the completing the function, after completing your closing the brackets, I'm explicitly writing that return -1. So the program, after calculating all things, computing all the logics, it has seen that it has to return to -1 explicitly. So the value of the -1 is returning to the find the value of the find is returning to the entry, and entry, if it is -1, user not included. Simple. Okay, Control SQ. I get it. Okay. So although small part is left, but I cannot complete it today. What it is here? Character operations are left. Small portion of this is also left. And okay, binary search is completed now. Small portion character operations are left. Uh, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. No problem. I think it is related to ASCII characters, and because the value of a is 97, and it is creating a program of, yes, I know what they are going to do, converting a string into integer equivalent. What does it do? Which program? Which program are you talking about? This one, converting string to integer. That one we have created. Ramazan Ramazan team. Which program are you specifically talking about? First, okay, that program. So where is the program here? Micro, this program. So this was nothing but we have seen a program that you know, we are setting a array like this. So it has nothing but it has 10 entries. I think it's my mic problem. So it has 10 entries. First is the word, then is the meaning. So by our own mind, I have created something like what we can do, we can create a password manager. Instead of the word, we can store a username, and instead of this, you can store a what password. So I have just rephrased this code to this. Isn't C very complicated? That is why we are doing this, because we want to. I think you are new to the stream and you don't know what we are doing. So firstly, we are covering the basics of C programming. Then we will be moving to C, proper usage of C programming in order to make system exploits, in order to hack the system or exploiting the system. Okay, so no other language can do this. We know, because C is the fundamental programming language which all the operating systems are running behind. Okay, and that is why we are programming in C. It is complicated, but it's okay. Okay. So that is why I'm insist focusing on each and every small minute details, because when you just change the happened that if I have return -1, so all the program is changed, but just by those two keywords, return -1. So that is what we can do if we find some internal files of our system and we want to exploit something. It was pretty good, thank you. So if you want to exploit something, so we can do it like that. Mm, have I missed anything? I was saying na something, I was explaining something or not? We are just making a password. I have missed one point, that uh, making a password manager like this, it's not a suggested thing, because if you heard a concept of secure coding, and if somehow this code get compromised and it is got by a hacker, so what it can do, it can just directly read the passwords. So instead, what you can do, you can store this password inside an environment variable, and you can just call it. It can be complicated if you use it in a bad way. Conventional C wisdom is also pretty poor these days. Okay, so it is not suggested to create a password manager like this and using directly online. You should create this you can create a password manager like this, and you should be running that on your local storage, not publicly. Okay, so publicly this code can be easily accessed now. Any text writer can access this code, but it is suggested that these passwords should be stored in some kind of environment variable. Then you can call that environment variable inside your code. But if you want to use it in a local storage offline, you can use it. I can show you something like I have created a password manager in Python also. It comes with encryption. I don't know whether it is uh, list files, malware detector, new PM. Okay, will it be able to run? I don't know. Let's do one thing. Let me show you this. Okay, so cd uh, documents, ls, okay, backup, cd backup, ls, clear SAP state. We have to cd SAP, SAP state, ls, SAP py, SAP cd SAP py ls. Okay, so this was the file. I think Python. What's the correct way of running a file? Python 3 new pm.py. Okay, it's running. So I have created this a password manager. Like you can name a service like you are storing it for Google. Okay, you can write a email here. Yeah, you don't want it statistically in the exe as it is there. Okay, so you can write an email here like abc at the rate gmail.com. You need to remember the email what you are using, like username abc, and you can generate a password, 16-digit password, and you can store it. So password stored successfully. And what if you want to retrieve it? And you can see if you just try to access the code micro new pm.py, the password is not stored here. Okay, so environment variables are used here like get password, store password. Okay, so these are all handled by SQL. And okay, control SQ, and I will show you how to retrieve that password. Okay, so we have uh, used the email abc at the rate gmail .com. Let's do retrieve password. So you can see, so the service that I have used the password for is for Google, username is abc, and this was the password. So this is a good password manager that you can store, that you can use. It has a capacity, think I have made this password manager up to the capacity of 10,000 passwords. And backend for storing the password I'm using SQL. Also the encryption, cybersecurity, yes, cybersecurity. The encryption that I am using in this is cryptography for net. I think it is not mentioned here, but the encryption that I have used for this password is for this password manager is SHA-256, SHA-128, MD5, MD4, 4-level encryption. And all the things, all these codes are written in another file like encrypt password, decrypt password. Okay, so we'll be having a discussion on this also later. Okay, so control SQ. Python is also a good language when you want to create a tools or something. But if you talk about system level or low level language, when you want to exploit system from the roots, you should have a knowledge of C and assembly. And I am quite tired now. I cannot continue the session for further. So let's just wrap up session here. Okay, bye bye. Any questions you have regarding this program that we have done in C, or you can ask the questions if you have anything about this Python password manager. It's still not open source. I'm still working on it because I want to build a software, something like if you see a third party software that come installed with the HP laptops like McAfee antivirus and all. I want to create a an application for Windows. So some it's a big project. Like it can detect malware, it can detect vulnerabilities, it can run scans and all. It has a local storage password manager. It cannot store the passwords online because cloud is also not that much safe nowadays. We have seen that there are many cloud misconfiguration, S3 bucket misconfiguration. The latest news that we have is Microsoft misconfiguration. So you cannot trust cloud technology, so you should be using local storage password managers. So I will be uh, I'm planning that I will be making a some kind of software or something that has everything like USB detection tool, malware detector tool, silent screen monitor, vulnerability assessment tool, password manager, and all. I am working on it. If you want to give input, you can join my Discord. If you want to ask anything, you can ask there. Let me share my Discord link. uh, okay, so session for today is ended. Maybe just winding up in a few minutes. So this is the Discord server. You can join. You can, if you want to give input to any of the things, you can give. If you want to give suggestions, positive, negative, you can give anything. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the session, and now we are signing out, and we'll meet tomorrow, and we'll be continuing the most important chapter of the C programming, that is pointers. And if you see it as the importance of it in cybersecurity, it is it is of much importance. So let's just close everything, and bye bye. Good night, everyone. Thank you for being in the stream, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow we'll be doing pointers. Timing of the stream will be around 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. same, and 9 to 1, same 3 to 4 hour stream. Today we have completed around 3 or 10 minutes. Okay, so bye bye.